It's an outrage. Canfield time capsule to be buried this weekend, opening in 200 years to give the future Canfieldians, obviously they mean Canfieldanites, a picture of how we lived.
So other than Canfieldians, what's wrong with that?
It's not a picture of how all of us live. Listen to what's going in it. A quilt of the Canfield duck stitched by the wife of Mayor Fremont.
That duck led the first settlers to our town and gave them their first tasty meal.
A dozen banisters from the mayor's sister's banister factory, in case they don't have stairs in the future, and a DVD of the Canfield Alpine Horn Quartet. Big brass yawn? I mean, what are they even gonna watch a DVD on in 2 centuries? I can't even watch my parents' VHS tapes now.
Is that a Polar Honor loopy thing from the back of a running shoe?
The Mayor's Brothers Company makes them. Do you see the problem with this so-called time capsule?
It's all useless junk that says nothing about our current society?
Yes, but besides that, there's nothing in there from teenagers. Nada. Zero. Zip. None of our music, art, clothing, funky dance patterns. Nothing. Focus. What are we, gopher luggage? I mean, when did kids become totally invisible? I built a corncob giraffe when I was in 2nd grade, and it made my grandma weep due to its intense artistic vision. They could take out 2 banisters to make room for that, but no!
Hey, did you guys see this time capsule thing?
Yeah, actually, we were just reading about it.
What a bunch of bogus stuff.
Yeah, really, right?
You know what we could do? We could complain about the mayor's picks to the head of the Canfield Future Society.
Total donut jelly idea. Who is the head of the Future Society?
It's the mayor.
I'm not like everyone else. When the world says left, I go right by myself. Look out, 'cause here I come. I'm Debra, rocking to my own drum. 'Cause I'm just me, and you'll see what you're looking at. They say I'm weird and wacky, but I got my own philosophy. Every day, I'm seeing my world in a crazy kind of cool way. I'm absolutely, positively, totally, decidedly Debra.
The teenagers of 200 years from now deserve to know what we were like. What we ate, what we danced to, what we read.
Or would have read if there wasn't anything more interesting on TV.
Right. But you know what I'm really afraid of?
Snakes and sharks getting together to make snarks.
Besides that, I'm just afraid that when those future Canfieldunians park their hover vehicles and open up our time capsule, they'll say, oh, you know, in their future language, of course, huh, I guess those people didn't have children. Boring. Slam. Oh, Mr. Trickled.
It's not me, it's a talking briefcase.
We need a responsible adult to be on our side when we make our totally reasonable complaint about the time capsule.
Mayor Fremont doesn't care about your complaints.
She's concerned about the future Canfieldanites.
Oh, it's Canfield Dunsters. Sir, what if they invent a time-traveling machine, and then when they're deciding to come back in time, they open up our time capsule, and what do they see? Banisters and quilts. Then they totally skip over us and go back to the dinosaurs and get eaten.
I'm sure the selected items represent a cross-section of our community.
Except teenagers! They won't even know we existed.
The future's looking bright.
Wouldn't you go back 200 years to meet me? I mean, I'll only be this cute and young once.
Or twice if you go to the future and then come back again.
Oh, that's true. There is so much stuff they're gonna need in the future to understand the youth of today. Like this cell phone glove I invented. If they dug this up in an archaeological excavation, they'd be all like, huh? Is this a musical instrument? Nope. A fossilized dessert topping? Unless I send this into the future with a note, they won't have any idea.
Hey, why don't you bury a time capsule of your own?
Crab trousers, that's the perfectest idea of all time. Isn't he a genius? You're a genius. Meet up at your place after school?
Wait, why don't we ever meet up at your place?
Oh, that's because my mom and dad have these, like, dissected Saharan locusts lying all over the floor.
Yeah, my place is probably better.
These are not isolated incidents.
Jack, who would steal her high-grade cardinal feed?
But what's particularly interesting is no evidence was left behind.
Hey, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Hello, boys.
What's the crime, Officer Lunford?
Oh, it's a puzzler, Ozzy. Eleanor Lauer
From down the street.
has had 3 bird feeders stolen in the last 3 days. This is the start of something much bigger. Today, bird feeders. Tomorrow, bird baths.
Oh, Jack, we can't solve crime on an empty stomach. I'm gonna go get the fixins for some cookie dough. Don't solve it without me.
Well, what are you gonna do, Officer Lunford?
Put the word out on the street. Call the pawn shops. Rouse the usual suspects. Check the basement pantry for chocolate chips.
Okay, so what'd you guys bring for the teenage 200-year time capsule? Video games. Oh, and Severe Gamer magazine. The first 4 issues. Oh, I did the crossword. Hope they don't mind. Bud, what'd you bring?
Wood. You can hammer it, nail it, glue it,
Exactly how does wood say teenagers?
paint it, hinge it, saw it, roll it,
I brought stuff that
Drop
says
it.
our generation. Check it out.
drill it, carve it,
Cool glow-in-the-dark sneakers.
route it,
4GB memory stick loaded with this week's top 100.
or scrape it,
And
or steam
the
it,
first 3 CDs by Flawed,
burn it,
the most important band to ever come out of Holland.
sand it, plane it, build a 6-foot boat, 8-foot boat. You can stack
What's all this stuff for?
or chisel it.
Thanks, Racy. We're handling it. It's for a time capsule to show the kids of the future how we lived our exciting and meaningful lives.
You can sculpt it.
See? Is it so hard to be polite? By the way, Mr. Exciting and Meaningful, what are you gonna put all this cheap, useless junk in?
Toys,
A metal box real deep in the yard.
paper,
Okay, first, metal rusts. Second, you buried my hamster real deep, and the Thompson's cat dug it up in an afternoon.
10-foot boat, or some sawdust.
It is so lucky for them that in between hearing Preston's great idea and getting to his house, I had a super brain-o-matic improvement for Preston's idea. And a yogurt. Yum.
My old retainer. Oh boy, this is emotional. And smelly. I hope in the future they find a cure for my tragic problem.
You know what people say? Interesting teeth, interesting personality.
Lathe it, burnish it.
Hey guys! Guess what?
Cool giraffe.
Thanks, Gracie. It's going into the future so that people can see what we were like. Along with the logo for my company, Big Soaring Pony. Even though it'll probably have been famous for 100 years by then. My cell phone glove, ta-da! And of course, these funky dance patterns to show people how us kids got a groove on. Funkity, funkity, funk, funk. But the big news. I went to the place where they're burying the time capsule with its amazing banisters and geese.
Ducks.
Same thing. But it's just this box on top of a building, say, with a cement mixer right beside it. Anyone could just walk right up to it.
So of course you did.
Of course. There's this big hooty hoo tonight with the mayor. Blah, blah, the future, blah, blah. Then tomorrow, they're dropping it in a hole, crunch, and pouring cement on top of it. Sloop, bloop, bleep, bloop.
Uncanny cement imitation.
Thanks. But in between the blah, blah and sloopy bloop, no one's guarding it.
Lathe it, shellac it, stain it.
I have a horrible feeling I know where this is going.
We sneak our team capsule inside their time capsule. My giraffe and funky dance patterns, Ozzy's retainer, and all your CDs are going into the future with their banisters and shoe straps.
Is that even legal?
Officer Lunford, is it illegal for the teenagers of today to tell the big four-headed people of the future all the wonderful facts about ourselves?
You mean, like, wood?
I'm not aware of any law like that.
See?
Take the burn one.
You take the burn one. You know, what we're doing, it's not like taking cookies. We're putting something in the box, not taking it out. They have extra space in their box. Why not use it to express our inner teenage selves for later generations?
It's funny about your ideas. They always start with smaller ideas that seem completely reasonable until you put them together.
Oh, come on. You love all my plans.
We should put one of these in the capsule so the future Campfield Arians can have a snack.
Snappy Bulldogs, that's a brilliant idea. In 200 years, they're bound to be hungry.
I love your logic.
Thanks. Let's take 2. One for us, one for the future.
I believe the future Camfieldonians will study these fascinating artifacts of our culture and gain a new respect for our innovation and robust pioneering instinct.
Waiter, can I get 6 more of these tasty little things?
Actually, I'm a teacher, but it'd be my pleasure, Mr. Mayor. Did you look at my application to quit Camfield High and join you at City Hall?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Yes. By any chance?
Oh, man, there's a lot of people here.
All the more to not see us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Stay here. Did you see my totally innocent teenage girl no one suspects walk?
Had me completely fooled.
The goose quilt's right on top.
Duck.
Is it safe?
Yeah, it's safe.
We can snoosh ours right underneath it and no one will notice.
Snoosh?
Sneak plus scoosh.
I have no faith in snooshing.
That's why there's phase 2. I told Ozzy and Bread to prepare a clever distraction.
Hear ye, hear ye. Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment pleasure, I present to you Sounds of the Northern Woods. The Crow. Caw! Caw! The British Crow.
Caw, caw,
Go, go, go.
What is this? The Brazilian Crow.
coffee, coffee.
The Canadian Crow.
Caw, eh? Caw, eh?
And finally, the yellow-tufted going-away crow.
Caw, bye.
I wouldn't need a large office, somewhere small, far away from children.
To the future Camfieldonians, enjoying our music and shoes and art.
And wood.
And your mom's cookies with milk. If they still have cows in 200 years, and they are big metal mooing robots by then.
Oh, did you see my wedding ring? I took it off to bake. Oh, I hope I didn't put it in the cookie dough again. Someone might eat it. Oh.
In 200 years? That wedding ring has been in my father's family ever since the invention of weddings.
Maybe it wasn't in that cookie.
It's not in any of these.
Oh dear, where could I have put it? Your father will be so upset. But I'll find it. Yes, of course I will. Just don't tell your father. That poor distraught man will lose his will to law enforce.
Gabs, primo cookies.
Yeah, yes, they're so good I think I'll put on my gloves and bake another batch.
When are they closing the time capsule?
After the ceremony. It's already closed. And tomorrow they're dropping it in a hole and putting a total building on top of it. We have to go back and open that capsule.
With what? Our magical safe opening wands?
Preston, it's your mom's wedding ring. One day your wife will wear that ring. We have to go back and get it, or else you'll have to wait 200 years to get married. What's this sluicy, slidey thing hanging over the hole?
It's for the cement, from the big rotating cement trucky thing.
Why are you talking funny? What is this?
Whoa, that looks official. Don't touch it.
Didn't open. Stethoscope, mallet, chisel, oil.
What's the oil for?
When you open the safe, I do not want squeaky hinges alerting guards.
Maybe you should have oiled the shovel.
Big stealable bird feeder right there. Come to daddy, Mr. Criminal.
Jack, you are so loving, so perfect a husband, and so forgiving of anything that might come up.
You are rock solid, lady. You know that?
These people trying to do homework here.
The happiest day of my life is when I put that ring on your finger. Why the oven mitt?
Fajitas.
Olé!
And after this, I made some of that pan dulce you love.
Gracias, mi amor.
Okay, I realize your parents have to be all swoony in the early years or you wouldn't fall in love or get married, but once your children are old enough to see and hear, could you give it a rest?
Don't budge. This thing's sealed completely tight.
On the bright side, your mom's cookies will stay really fresh.
Yeah, you're right. Why am I always thinking in the negative?
Oh well, there's always plan B. Let's get that sucker open.
If there's a plan B that can open the safe, why did we even try plan A?
You have to do things in order or else society and libraries will turn to chaos. This tuning fork's a middle C. That note, when sung loud enough, shatters steel. I saw it in a movie. Let's try it. Go. Maybe that only works on fine crystal. Do you know where to get some dynamite?
Nope. All the dynamite stores I know of are closed.
Never mind. I saved the easiest way for last. Okay. Take the stethoscope. Put the knobby, rubbery things in your ears. One goes in each ear.
Thanks. I think I could have figured that out on my own.
Now, slowly turn the dial until you hear a click. Well, it's more of a clonk. And then turn it the other way until you hear another clonk. And then...
Oh, got it. I got it.
Do you hear anything?
Ow! All I can hear is a cement mixer.
Skippy Liberty, we have to turn that thing off or else you won't be able to hear the tumblers. Oh, this thing has so many levers on it. What does this one do? What's that?
That's cement! You started the cement! Pull a different lever!
Okay.
Not that one!
Okay. This isn't a problem.
It's not? What a relief!
How good are you at holding your breath?
Under wet cement? I didn't cover that at swimming camp.
Then in that case, this is a problem.
Okay. Cement! Get it!
I always go too far. I think too big and I get carried away. The biggest flaw in my so-called plan is...
Whoa, stop the Debra train. There was no flaw in your plan. It was a great idea. Okay, it got a little goofy partway through, but I would much rather be helping you with your weird ideas than sitting at home on the computer watching someone's video of their cat flying off of a treadmill.
Really? You mean that? Because some of those cat videos are really cute.
Kids deserve to be consulted on way more stuff than we are, like banjo strings. How come there's that one little string at the top? Nobody knows. This was a noble, defiant gesture, and I'm proud to have been a part of it. Right now, my CDs, your phony glovey thing, and Ozzy's comics are zooming through time. You made us part of the future.
Maybe in 200 years, gold will be worth like $1 million an ounce. They'll melt down your mom's ring and then they'll finish their time machine and come back in time and warn me not to touch the cement mixer.
Maybe.
Son, you're a mess. You're covered in dust.
Dad, I can explain.
No need to explain. You finally got around to cleaning out the garage. Oh, and you got Debra to help. I'm proud of you.
Hey, kids, what have you been up to?
They cleaned out the garage. Don't try to thank them. They'll only deny it. I Caught the perp. Let him go.
First time offender?
Raccoon. Mr. Bandit was chewing on the strings for the bird feeders and dropping them into the bushes and stealing the seeds, then taking off with the wood. I gave him a cup full of cat food and then let him go with a very stern warning.
You're so brave.
Gabby, take that off. You've been cooking all day.
Okay. Time to wash the dishes.
Nonsense. You do so much for me. I'll do the dishes. Take that silly glove off.
Okay. Puppet show before bed. Jack, I have something to confess to.
No, Mrs. Lunford. I have to confess something. To both of you.
Oh. Is that your ring?
Oh, yes, it's my ring. It must have fallen into the dough, just like your devotion fell into my heart.
Oh, Gabby. I would marry you all over again.
Talk about a happy ending. I hope the future Camfieldonians will have happy endings like that, in their big, shiny living pods floating over the city. I learned so much from this experience. Like the fact that industrial cement starts drying almost immediately. I learned it's worth fighting to have a say in your town's future, and that a good friend will help you sing a middle C in a safe until he almost passes out due to lack of oxygen. May the big, soaring pony be with you. But not the snarks, or the great vampire Crocobat. Don't even get me started.